Can you tell us what you do in Western Sahara, how important it is
Sure.
for the company?
Well, first a bit of history. Remember that part of Morocco was occupied by Spain for many years, and the Spanish government had created a corporation called Fos-Bukra in Western Sahara to exploit the ore. Okay, so when Morocco reclaimed its territory, OCP took 65% shares of that company. Spanish government, the entity from the Spanish government remained 35% shareholder, and then we bought this 35% in the early 2000s. Okay, so historically, bizarrely, that operation was only criticized when we took it over. But this is I had to say this. But nevertheless, to put again things in perspective, because if you unfortunately look at the literature, even a recent book written on phosphate, the majority of documents would claim that the majority of the phosphate reserves of Morocco are in Western Sahara, what they call Western Sahara. That's not the case. Okay, it's only 2% of the reserves. The main phosphate deposits are in the north of Morocco, and that's not even our figure. This is, a U.S. Geological Survey figure, IFDC. Many institutions, have this figure of 2%. Okay. Now, because this is not recognized by the UN as Moroccan territory yet, it is, I think the technical term, it is a non-self-governing territory, and there are standards for exploiting natural resources, UN standards for exploiting natural resources in these territories that we are observing very, very closely. So mainly the main criteria is that exploitation the benefits of that exploitation should accrue predominantly, is the term used, to the local population. In our case, it's not even predominantly, it's entirely, because it's a separate subsidiary, has a separate account. There's no dividends or no earnings that move they're all reinjected in the company and in the region. Okay, most of the employees are from the local territories, and again, there's no dividends. Every earnings are retained and reinvested in the operations in the Sahara. So this is we know the world is not going to take our word for it. So there is almost a yearly audit by an internationally recognized audit firm of these operations to certify the claims I just said. There are legal white papers that we're fully compliant with the international standards in that operation. And as I mentioned, it's only 2% of reserves. So this is not a very significant part of what we do, even though some want to portray it as as the main reason we are operating there.